Alright guys, today going to be reacting to Carnival in Germany. I think we reacted to one of these videos about how Germany does their carnival stuff. Very interesting though. And very very peculiar. We do carnivals in Puerto Rico and it reminds me a little bit of Puerto Rico. I don't know why. And especially with those masks and stuff like that. Very interesting, very interesting. So we're gonna react here with Felicia. Very good channel. So make sure you go to her channel, show some support. She also does very good content. That way you can always support. Remember, support the original content creator. I'm just a reactor. So make sure you like to subscribe. Again, this is one of the recommendations that I got from my Discord. Be part of the Discord. Links in the description. Also, to support the channel, you're gonna find the links in the description down below. Also in the comment section from a pinned comment. Let's jump in and see what's going on.
Alaf. It's Carnival, the 5th season in Germany, so time to eat mustard-filled donuts, cut off your boss's tie,
Ugh. Mustard donut?
and travel to Cologne. Hallo, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Felicia. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I have been living in Cincinnati, Ohio for about 3 years now. So today is Karnevalssonntag, Carnival Sunday, which means that in Germany, and especially in Cologne and other cities in the Rhineland region, people are going to be wearing costumes and celebrating for the next few days. Or actually, most of them have been celebrating since Thursday, which is when Street Carnival officially started. Not all Germans celebrate Carnival, of course, but a lot of us do because it's an important cultural celebration. And
probably there's some weird stuff from back in, the Renaissance period kind of a thing, right? That's the vibe that I'm getting.
Rosenmontag, Rose Monday, and Faschingsdienstag or Fastnacht, Fat Tuesday, are the two main days to celebrate it before Lent starts on Aschaffenburg, Ash Wednesday. There are a lot of parades happening, everything is colorful, people wear costumes, as I said, there is a lot of socializing and drinking and singing, and it also gets a little political. Officially, Carnival season starts way before Christmas on November 11th at 11:11 a.m. and it ends at midnight in the night from Fat Tuesday to Ash Wednesday. So it really goes on for several months, but the main events don't start until after Christmas season, and the biggest celebrations take place during the last week that we're in right now. Carnival is actually extreme. Places have developed different traditions, so today it's not just something that's different in between North and South Germany, but all those carnival traditions and names and carnival cries really vary from town to town. Since I'm from Munich, which is in Bavaria, so the southeast of Germany, I'm not from a region where carnival is as important as it is in the Rhineland region, but we do celebrate it still. We call it fasching, and we mainly celebrate Fat Tuesday, Faschingsdienstag. So when I was a kid, I remember that we would always go to all those carnival parades, and they would throw out candy down from the floats.
Yeah, that's very European.
We would dress up for kindergarten and school, and then there were also always these kids' carnival parties, Kinderfasching, where we would show up in our costumes, and then we would play all these party games like musical chairs, polonaise, balloon dances, newspaper dances, chocolate eating contests, and so on.
Sag mal, wie heißt es? Kinder.
Kinderfasching.
Und du bist die Zauberin.
Ja.
Face in my early teens when carnival wasn't very cool, but then around the age of like 15, 16 and up, my friends and I started to participate in the grown-up carnival.
That's nice.
And 16 is also the legal drink.
That's nice. It's all eras and different time frames in your livelihood that you start changing and start appreciating certain things.
age for beer
good
and
for 'em.
wine in Germany. There are a lot of carnival parties and balls happening during the weeks leading up to Ash Wednesday. And then on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, there is a huge street carnival, Straßenfasching, in the Munich pedestrian zone and inner city with a lot of stages and live music and booths with food and drinks, of course, since you're allowed to drink outside in the streets in Germany. So that was always
Important point.
a lot of fun and something
That
that
makes
I
a lot
kind
of
of miss
difference.
here. Another day that was always a lot of fun is Weiberfastnacht or Weiberfasching, which is the Thursday before Ash Wednesday. And on that day, it's tradition that women take a pair of scissors and cut off men's ties. So we would always do that in high school and cut off our teachers' ties. But of course, like they all knew what was happening, so they would make sure to wear their ugliest tie on that day. But it was kind of a contest of who got to the teacher first and had their tie as a trophy. A food that's very typical for this time is Krapfen or Berliner or Pfannkuchen. There's really so many different names for everything regarding carnival.
Don't tell me that's the donut with mustard in it. That has to taste like, ugh.
And I say Krapfen, and they're pretty much donuts filled with jam or other
okay.
sweet fillings like vanilla
I
or
was
chocolate
about to
cream.
say, like, man, no
And
way.
during Carnival, it's tradition to fool other people by giving them a Krapfen that's filled with mustard instead of jam. There are also a bunch of typical Carnival songs that Germans listen and party to during this time. I can't play any of them because of the copyrights, but if you guys would like to check them out, I can put a link to a Carnival playlist in the description below. Not very high quality music though, I should say. Historically, the first precursors of Carnival were
It's
celebrated
just music made for that. That's very much.
over 5,000 years ago to celebrate the end of winter and to scare away ghosts by wearing scary masks. Then they had a version in ancient Rome and in the Middle Ages, and then Carnival was adopted by the Catholic Church and was celebrated during the time leading up to the 40-day Lent before Easter. From what I read, it's also very likely that all the different German names for Carnival refer to that. Fastnacht probably stands for the night before the fast. Carneval comes from the Latin carne
meat.
levare, which means taking the meat away. And fasching originates in an old German word that stands for fast drink. So the last drink.
There's a lot of mysticism with a lot of these things, right? And not in purpose. It's just it was what it was, right? Back then, you believe what you see, kind of a thing, or you don't believe, like it makes sense why a lot of things, and there's some religious component to it as well.
Before Lent starts. So during Carnival, people wanted to celebrate and eat and drink before they couldn't anymore, and they also tried to eat all the perishables so that they wouldn't go bad during Lent. And from the
Oh my
beginning,
goodness.
Carnival was also about equality, revoking the hierarchies, and switching roles. So back in the day, slaves and
Equality. Back in the day, I don't know about that. That sounds more like 2010 language.
owners switched roles. Then in the Middle Ages, lower clerics would temporarily take over the role of higher clerics. And to this day, criticizing politics and society in public speeches is an important part of Carnival. In the course of the 15th century, the important character of the fool also became a part of Carnival and is to this day. The typical Carnival greetings or Carnival cries are still called Narrenrufe in German, fool cries. So in Cologne, it's typical to say Kölle Alaf, and in Düsseldorf and Mainz, for example, they say Hellau. Cologne actually plays a pretty big role during Carnival because they have like a special form of it, and that's actually the most well-known version of German Carnival. This started in the 19th century after the government had repeatedly banned the Cologne street carnival because they thought it was too out of control. So in 1823, when Cologne was Prussian after the French Revolution, they started a new regulated form of carnival to please the Prussian king Friedrich Wilhelm III. So they started a celebration committee that met once a week starting right after Christmas season to plan the carnival celebrations.
Man,
And those
just
sittings
for a simple
soon
carnival, all this political stuff, that's crazy, man. I would never thought about this, but so much political stuff only for a carnival, crazy.
Included music, drinking, and speeches, and then people started founding additional carnival associations. There were balls taking place, and they also published a carnival newspaper. And to this day, most of those structures are still an important part of the carnival celebrations in Cologne and in other cities along the Rhine River. In addition to those sittings or stage shows with satirical speeches in local dialects, there are also three important characters that play a big role. There's the prince, the maiden, and the peasant that are elected each year and that are the official representatives of the Cologne Carnival. And they're considered the rulers of the foolish people, Dirigenten des närrischen Volks. There are also carnival guards, Garden, which are dance
cool.
groups.
Yep, that's cool. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, this is more serious. This is like competition level.
And parades. And in general, Cologne is the place where carnival is the craziest. People really celebrate non-stop, and it's on almost every German's bucket list to celebrate carnival in Cologne once in their life. Now, here in the US, the main day to dress up and wear costumes is obviously not carnival, but Halloween on October 31st, which is obviously a completely different holiday. But what's interesting is that they actually did have a similar background back in the day. For both celebrations, people initially dressed up to ward off the ghosts, just at different times of the year, and then over time, people.
Really, man, I heard so many conspiracies about Halloween that I don't even know what is true. I really don't know what's true. So many conspiracies.
People started to wear costumes just for fun. Just that in Germany, people do that on Carnival, and in the US, they do it on Halloween. So even though Halloween has slowly come over to Germany in the past couple of decades, it kind of had to find its own little niche there because the whole dressing up in costumes and going to parades thing was already taken by Carnival. So Halloween in Germany is really just limited to this whole being scary and being dark aspect, so you wouldn't be able to go to a German Halloween party dressed up as a unicorn, for example. Now, of course, Carnival also exists outside of Germany. Two main locations are obviously Venice and Rio de Janeiro, but they also celebrate it here in the US, in New Orleans, Louisiana, under the name Mardi Gras. I've personally never...
And Puerto Rico, they have a lot of carnivals, weird carnivals like that. With they call it the gigantes. I think they put sand in a sock, and then they start hitting people with that sock. It's kind of weird.
Been to any carnival celebrations outside of Germany, so I would love to hear from you guys what it's like and if there are maybe even some similarities to the German carnival, or German carnivals I should probably say, because there are really so many different variations. So let me know in the comments below. I also know that here in the Midwest, eating fish fry on Fridays during Lent is a thing, even for people that aren't Catholic, I believe. And I'm also going to check out a Fat Tuesday event here in Cincinnati for the first time. So I'm excited to see if that's gonna be anything like home, because that's supposed to be in the German tradition. So if you guys want to see that too, make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I'll be posting in my Instagram stories.
She had to just erase her Instagram because a lot of stalkers, man. You guys need to calm down, man. You know, now that she mentioned that, I haven't seen any carnivals here in Wisconsin. There's a lot of Germans here, man. A lot of Germans in this area. I haven't seen anything like that. Nothing, man, nothing. That is interesting. Now that she said that about Ohio, nothing here. Nothing. I might have to just dig a little bit deeper to see what's going on in this area. But this area is very like, blah. It's very like, there's not a lot of things going on, kind of a thing, right? There's no traditions that I can just follow. I go to church, that's pretty much. But outside of that, there's not like, let's go to this carnival. I need to dig a little bit deeper. I think it's my fault. It's not their fault. But very interesting, right? Very interesting. The Halloween theory, there's so many of them that I don't even know where to start. Witches, devils, satans, and scaring ghosts scaring ghosts. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and let me know if you guys have participated in the carnival. I would like to know in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.